everyone. You are listening to the B2B Marketing Excellence and AI podcast. I am your host, Donna Peterson. Today, we are going to talk about how you can streamline your B2B marketing workflow. We're hearing it. Marketers are being hit hard. They are being asked to do more with less. We're seeing burnout. We're seeing mistakes. We're not seeing good, cohesive strategies that really help build relationships. And that's why I want to talk about the workflow. The other reason why is I had a tipping point recently. I just went through a crazy month and a half of traveling. And after I returned to the office after each trip, it was this process of getting things printed, getting things connected, making sure every report was up to date for the clients and for my team, making sure my team was on board, making sure that all my technology was merging together and talking to each other. And I thought, there has to be an easier way. It has to be easier than going through emails and printing them out and the scattered tracking. It created so much stress, but it also used up so much time when I just got back in the office, when what I really wanted to do was follow up with the people I met, implement some new things that I learned. And I started to think about, how can I do this? How could I streamline my workflow? So this weekend, I know I sound like a boring person, but this weekend on Saturday, what I did is I went into the office. It was very quiet, and I decided just to dump on Izzy, my AI assistant in ChatGPT. I created a personal GPT that is just for me, and I said what it was for. And then I just unloaded. I unloaded, what is my job? What are my responsibilities? Who do I look over and make sure that my team is on board? What clients do I talk to? What do they need? What type of tracking do we need? What technology do we use? I dumped everything in there. I'm like, okay, we use HubSpot. HubSpot hosts our website. We do all our email sales through that. We use Dropbox. We use Excel. We use Asana. We use Canva. We use Seamless AI. I put everything in there, and then I spent the time to go through and detail exactly how we use this technology. You must be saying, gosh, Donna, that took a long time. Yes, it did. But one thing with AI, and I hope you've learned this from my podcast before, is the better the information and more detailed the information is that you put into AI, how you train it, the better the response is going to be. So yes, it consumed most of my day on Saturday, but what I got out was something I could actually work with. What I got back is I ended up with a whole nice checklist. It is a World Innovators Paperless Workflow Checklist, not only for myself, but for my team. And also it was showing me how to create it so that I have some nice transparency with my clients. For instance, when they want to see tracking, they have a live report now where they can go in and they can see the tracking right away. It's not like they have to come into me and say, oh, Donna, or into my team and say, Donna, how is the tracking? Now they can go in there and they can look right away. So dumping all that information into Chat is what I needed for Chat to review everything that I do, but also to give me ideas on how to do this smarter and also have a mobile accessible workflow, because we're all traveling. Everybody is traveling, clients are traveling, but I wanted to make sure that they could get the information, my team could get the information, and I can get the information as I'm going through the airport. If there's a rush project, I would know exactly where it is or what's happening with it. I wanted a nice mobile access and I wanted it to be smarter. I know we look at technology as that silver bullet, that thing like, oh, if I get this platform, that's going to answer all my prayers. They're going to do everything for me. But this is where I caution you've got to always make sure that the technology is serving your specific and unique goals. And now, with a lot of the technology changing with different AI features, you've got to make sure that they're not overlapping, causing more work with less output, meaning it's not really helping you streamline your process any better. You're just doing more work. And you want to have this workflow so that you're hopefully doing less back end things, and then you can be out there more client facing, prospect facing, talking to leads just to help nurture them and to move them along. If you find that right balance of technology, that's when it's going to save you time. That's when it's going to improve your client's experience. That's when it's going to help you avoid busy work that you don't need to be doing and that you don't like to do. And then it also, for our environment, will decrease paper. As you saw from my workflow, that's what I was trying to do this weekend, because as I travel all around, I can't carry stacks of papers and orders and everything. I really like it to be more paperless for myself and for my team. I went into ChatGPT and I said, Chat, could you please help me streamline my process? Here are the tools I use. I use each tool for this and this. I told him, okay, client comes in with a request. Sometimes they don't give me all the information. I've got to go back to them, ask them for the all details, so then I can create a good, clear recommendation that would fit what their objectives are. You give them all this information back and forth. And it was interesting because they're like, you know what, Donna, just create a form that has all the fields there so that the clients know. When they fill out the form, they'll say, what's your budget? What's your geographical area? What is the URL? What is that target audience? It'll tell the client right there what information to fill in. They'll send it to you, and then you can get started right away. It's not that back and forth getting more details. The form right there saved me when it came in and says, Donna, create a form, because I've never thought about that. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I didn't. And so now there is a form in place that we can do it. Tickets have been added and tasks so that it can be more of an automated process. They fill out the form. I'm told that if I don't get back to them within 24 to 48 hours, or my team, they get pinged to make sure the recommendation gets done. But then after we've sent the recommendation, if we don't see the orders, again, we get a ping to say, hey, reach out to so-and-so. You haven't heard back about the recommendation. You want to do that for twofold. One, yes, you've done the recommendation. You would like to see an order. We're not Santa Claus here. You need to have the order, the sale. The second reason is because it shows them that you care about the business. My husband and I went shopping for a car. Car is a lot more expensive than renting an email list or doing a banner sponsorship. But it amazes me that none of these salespeople came in to check in. Not one said, hey, Donna, it was great to see you on Saturday. I know you were looking at blah, blah, blah car. What are your thoughts? Would you like some more information? Would you like to see about financing? Would you like to hear about the gas mileage? Would you like to see about this other new car we have coming up? I don't care what it is. Just show me some love. Show me that you appreciated that I came into your showroom and I am interested in buying your car. That goes a long way with me. I work with a lot of vendors, and when they follow up, sometimes I said, I have nothing for you, but hey, thank you so much for the follow-up, because it amazes me how many people don't follow up. And I don't care if what you are selling is only $1,000, you follow up. It's like the number one rule. Show these people you care, but also then what you get to do is if you give them more information, you're building that relationship. So if I'm not ready to buy that car right then, when I am ready to buy a new car, I'm going to go, hey, you know what? I want to go to that dealership. That dealership was on it. Gave me the information I needed. They wanted to make sure I had everything I needed to make the right decision. And that's what we need. But that's hard and it's time consuming. So when we took all this technology and we put it in and asked Chat, help us streamline the workflow, it also told us, okay, we need to automate this. Don't automate this. But when you automate it, make sure it's for 2 days, make sure it's just a ping so that then you follow up with them with a real personalized email, not that it's the automatic follow-up of it's something generic. I like it to be unique. I want people to think I'm actually doing it. So what this is doing is just giving me a reminder to follow up. And it's been priceless. It's really helped me out already. It has proven that it's going to save me time. It's going to help me be more efficient, and it's going to help my team be more efficient. And it's going to help us keep everything in uniform spots so that the clients can see it, but then that my whole team can see it and understand where specific orders are at. The impact for doing something like this, taking the time to streamline your workflow is first, onboarding is going to be faster and it's going to be easier. You're going to be able to collaborate better with your team and with your clients. And what this is going to do for you is it's going to give you more time to work on building those relationships, to be sitting back thinking about that strategy. Because as B2B marketers right now, there's a lot going on in the economy that we're getting hit with. And we have to really think about the strategies because we're being asked to do more with less. A lot of my manufacturing clients right now, budgets have been cut because costs are higher and they're not having as many sales. And so we really have to strategize on what is the best way for a brand to go out there to get the recognition they need. Let people know they're going to be at a trade show. Tell them about their interesting new products coming up, whatever it might be. But how do they get that message out there that really starts to build that relationship? And doing this, creating a nice streamlined workflow, you're able to concentrate on that more. In closing today, start small. Start small, clean up one system at a time. Don't go and go, I'm going to fix everything today. It's not going to work like that. And if you rush to do that, then you're not giving Chat all the things it needs to make a good suggestion or recommendation. Remember, like my colleague Tracy would say, it is a machine. You have to use your own critical thinking to say, yes, you know what, we do need that. No, we don't need that. You have to be able to pick and choose what you actually need. ChatGPT is going to give suggestions. You then have to evaluate which ones you need. Use technology to support you, not to control you. And make sure that the technology is not overlapping so much so that you're spending so much time getting information into the different technology and you're not getting the output. It doesn't really benefit you to have those 3 different things, only get one, and then the output is exactly the same. You're not alone. We're all in this process. We're all trying to figure out every day with technology changing how to streamline our process so that we can work smarter and not harder. And what this will do is the more we streamline it, the better it is for building those stronger relationships because we're going to have more time. We're also going to be able to analyze data better to create those campaigns that will help build those relationships. After you try this, dump into ChatGPT and ask it, how can it help you streamline your process? Come back to me. I'd love to hear what happened to you. What did you figure out you needed? I know for us, One, it told us that there's one tool we can probably phase out. Two, setting up that form for the recommendations for our clients. It's a simple thing, but now the clients will know all the different pieces I need all the time. Start small there and let me know what happens, what works, what didn't work. Did you feel that it was a waste of time? Chat didn't help you out at all? Or you're saying, oh yeah, it really did help me out in that area. I would love to know. If your organization needs help, either with their B2B marketing or figuring out how to utilize ChatGPT, let me know. I have gone into corporations, I go in person, I will present on the topics of utilizing chat to streamline their workflow. And then we sit down and we do a good dump. And we have a workshop. People decide, what do they need it for? What does this person need it for? And we talk about it in a collaborative way. Chat is changing every single day, and we all need to work on this together to get the most out of it. Also, I have one-on-one AI strategy sessions. So you as an individual or as a business leader, you want 1 hour just to get onto chat, go through it with me. You can go onto my website. There's a link there to schedule some time. I know I have some time scheduled with people all over the nation already who just want 1 hour to figure out how to utilize this and should they be utilizing it, and should they get the rest of their team on board with utilizing ChatGPT. In the meantime, please continue to listen to the B2B Marketing Excellence and AI podcast. We are here to inspire success. And every week, I'll come to you with what I have uncovered, what clients have uncovered, what is working, what's not, so we as marketers can do quality marketing that helps us build relationships. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you next Thursday. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the World Innovators B2B Marketing Excellence and AI podcast. If you'd like to be updated when new episodes come out, don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out our social media accounts to stay up to date on B2B marketing trends.